Hello, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, not too bad. Getting the
How's this?
Christmas.
Yeah, how's this weird quarantine? We're getting into the Christmas spirit early time treating you.
Yeah, it's been, I'm based here in Nashville, Tennessee. So it's been, actually quite a creative time. And it's been quite nice to be in one spot for a minute. I've been in the studio making a record,
Right.
and which I was supposed to do in London, but couldn't happen. And so, uh, we've got a very nice little small group of friends we've been seeing and working, and musicians that we've been in the studio with, basically. So yeah, I think we've all managed to find a little light in these weird times. So yeah, thankful to for everybody to be healthy and around.
Yeah. And then now Christmas, like it feels like Christmas started early. Like the movie's coming out mid-November before Thanksgiving, but it also feels like people are putting up their trees early, like they want a reason to sort of be happy. And then the movie's coming, like right at the perfect
Yeah.
time.
Right. Oh, good old Netflix. They knew what they were doing. Yeah, I think it's good. It's great timing. Like Christmas can't come early enough this year, and I think it's going to be very different for everybody. And of course, trying to stay safe and trying not to travel and everything. So I think it's come at a good time, and in my family, Christmas came like my dad would put the decorations up on Christmas Eve because he'd
God.
be like manic and like no, and then it would be like, hey, when are we going to do the Christmas tree? Like, oh, I'll do it. And then it was quite nice in a way, because then we'd come down on Christmas morning, and then
It was
everything
magical.
like,
Yeah.
whoa, my God, look at everything. But it was just because he was unorganized like myself, and had to like spend up till like 4 a.m. putting it up. And but yeah, Christmas coming early is fine for me these days.
I mean, and now I had another question to start with the movie, but now you just brought me back to that scene where there's so many decorations in that hall when they get to
Yeah.
Margaret's. Like, how are there so many decorations?
Oh
Oh,
man.
and
Yeah,
and
there
and
were
you
a
were,
lot.
yeah, and you were filming. I don't know, but like far away from Christmas, not even close to Christmas. So you're like in the middle, dressed. Maybe you were even dressed, and it's hot, and you're dressed in cold weather
I tell
clothes.
you, I tell you what, that location was actually the coldest place I've ever been, because it was that whole mansion was made out of solid marble. So
Oh,
it was actually December, so it was Christmas time, and we're in Scotland, and it was absolutely freezing, and you could not get that room warm because everything was made of stone. So we're like, putting the decorations up and like trying to smile and like not freeze with like warmers in our pockets and everything. So.
I mean that's probably good. Most of the Christmas movies are filmed in like July, and then you're
Oh
like
yeah.
trying to pretend that you're cold.
Yeah, that was the first film. It was July in Romania. So this was more on brand.
You actually got like when I remember seeing the trailer. I remember seeing that the second movie was coming up and thinking, what is Edward gonna do now? Like what? How did they write a story for a couple that they already got together?
Yeah.
And then we know they broke up, Kevin and Margaret. So I figured they get the story, and then Edward and Stacy are just gonna stand there, and that was not the case.
No, it was fun because we were trying to tell a bit more of a modern relationship. I think where it's not just prince and princess live happily ever after.
Right.
They're a modern couple, and so the movie starts, and Edward's feeling a little unsure about the two of them because she's got so many new commitments, and her head's spinning, and she's trying to do this and that, and he, it's one of his first real loves, and he just, he cares about her deeply. So it's quite interesting to see the prince role, the male role, having that uncertainty, and Stacy's just often like winning at life, and so it was fun to play some of that. I think I love playing Edward because he's clumsy, and but he's got his heart on his sleeve, and he's a bit oblivious to what's going on sometimes, and things are new to him, and like, oh really, oh right, we're doing that, are we? So there was a lot to play with between the two of us, I think.
Yeah, and he even gets like a brilliant talk with a kid that tells him not to be a helicopter husband, which was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it was super fun.
Yeah, really loved shooting those scenes, and you know, bring. It's nice to bring a little bit of comedy, and I also think, you know, Edward is almost the straight character in it, where he's, like I say, he's slightly oblivious to all the pranks and all the chaos that's going on, and so I don't have to like deliver the big like punchlines all the time. I can just sort of like take it in and be confused.
Yeah, that's part of sort of Edward's charm, that he's
Yeah,
there and but the movie also, you sort of touched on this before, plays a lot with the ideals of toxic masculinity that sometimes TV relies on. There's no toxic masculinity around. He's going
mm,
shopping with a kid, he's worried about his wife, and he's worried
yeah,
about Margaret even when he's like, this is a weird situation,
yeah.
and I absolutely love that.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, and I think that's a testament to some good model writing. And obviously, you know, it's Christmas. We've got to tick a lot of boxes, but I think they did a good job. And then also Edward gets to throw a little punch at the end, which was like,
Yes.
oh, let's see that. How's that going to work? You know. And my backstory was that, you know, Edward had been to military training, and he needs to use it when the time's there, he can throw a punch. So
You're
that's
like,
fun.
yes, I got to do something.
Yeah, yeah.
And how is it? I mean, I guess this is a normal question, but like, you're reacting to the same actress playing two different characters.
Mhm.
Like, does that get like, is it when she puts on this outfit, you like change like that? Or is it sometimes weird because you do have to prepare differently because it's her?
Yeah, I mean, it makes your head spin a little bit, especially in this one, as we have three versions. And so, and obviously, those scenes now take three times as long
Right?
to shoot. So if it's a big, long, complicated dialogue scene, you then have to, you know, we have the much easier job. It's Vanessa that's got to really try and figure out those three different roles. But yeah, you do sometimes, you know, you're looking at one going, which one am I looking at? Who's this? Oh, I don't like this one. No, it's bad one. And then so it was a bit of fun.
Like, even between two, it was easier because they were just dressed differently. But in this one, there's a moment where Fiona is playing Margaret, who is
Yeah,
like, so they're dressed the same, and you're trying to remember which one you're reacting to.
yeah. So you know, a good acting challenge, I think, is the way we should, we can call it.
Um, like, so we saw there's this interview at is derailed at this point. It's gonna come out after the movie because we've only talked spoilers, but there's a cameo for A Christmas Prince, and I saw that and I was like, this is the beginning of the next like Christmas universe. Like, this is
Right.
the next MCU here. Now we just need a movie of all of them together. I don't know where Belgravia, Montenaro, and Aldovia are
Yeah.
um, geographically, but we're gonna find out.
Right away, as far as we're concerned. Yeah,
So,
I mean, it was really exciting seeing them tease that, and I think there's all kinds of possibilities out there. So um, I think it would be amazing, you know, cross the worlds properly and have us all interact and have some crazy movie together. So
and fans really like the idea. That's why I think sequels and these kind of sequels for Christmas movies work so well, because fans really like the idea of this is what happened to the couple after the happily ever after. So
yeah,
it's fun to play that.
yeah, definitely, and you know, seeing the Christmas Prince cast in there, like, oh, okay, that's where they've been, you know. Maybe we'll jump in a cameo from, you know, maybe an Edward and Stacy will turn up in something. That'd be, you know, be fun.
Well, I mean, they got 3 movies. You are hopefully on the way to the third. I don't
Yeah.
even know. Like, maybe we'll be up to movie 7, and there'll be 8 Vanessa Hudgens. I don't even know how
And then
to.
we'll have superpowers. We'll be flying. It'll be underwater or something. Yeah.
Right, you'll have a kid. The kid will grow up to also look like her, so she'll be playing mom and daughter. I don't know
Yeah.
at this point. But if there's something in particular you're like, other than superheroes and superpowers, which I don't think they're really going for, something that you would like going forward.
Yeah, I'd love for there to be a Edward double. There'd be like, you know, some long lost cousin, some, you know, that turns up from, you know, California with a surfboard in his car or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I've been, you know, I've been figuring out. How can we get an Edward double? Because I think it looks like, even though it's a lot of work, you know, I've seen how much Vanessa puts into it. You know, it would be kind of fun, doing scenes with yourself and so
and
yeah,
confusing her instead of you being the one confused.
Yeah, show her what it's like,
In general, I think, like we talked about at the beginning, this is the moment for Christmas movies. Is there something in particular that you're like, if you had to pitch the movie, like this is why you should, of all the Christmas movies, because there's like, I just did a list of Christmas movies, there's like a gazillion. Why this one?
Whew, okay, well, there's a fantastic song at the end of the film that I actually wrote. So you can't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The movie. So I mean, I'll do the selfish pitch. There's a song called "Under the Tree" that I wrote for the film. And
I absolutely will go back after we're done here and listen to it.
It plays out over the whole coronation at the very end. So it's. Yeah, it was really, really, really nice of them to give it such a good spot in the movie. But so there's that. But no, I do think there's a lot of competition out there, but there's something charming about the series. I think the first movie. I'm not much of a Christmas fan myself. I'm really not. But I remember watching the first film once it was in the can. And being like had a massive smile on my face, and it does make you think of of better days and some of those Christmas memories that, not everybody's Christmas is filled with, is as easy as some of us, but, hopefully there's people can relate to that, family and warmth and presents and giving and everything. And so, I think our film has a lot of charm, and I think people who enjoyed that first film will just, love to see how these characters have evolved and what new antics they're getting up to. And yeah, if you like Vanessa Hudgens, you've got 3 reasons now to watch the movie.
I mean, also, if you like The Crown, here's the bad royalty, family, and here's the good one. Here's what royalty could be like. See?
Yeah,
a pitch for you.
We have some villains this time. We have a little bit of naughtiness going on. So it's a fun shade to see.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. I don't want to take too much of your time. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I really enjoyed the movie, and I'm sure people will too.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, and it's nice to take the time, and thank you for some great questions.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Take care.
Bye.